friends, and welcome back to Gardening Suburbia. My name is Amanda, and today we are in my backyard. It feels so good outside. It's not quite warm weather, but we're definitely getting closer. I am hoping to plant all of my potatoes today. I went ahead and actually went to Funky's. They were open, and I was able to get a couple of medicinal herbs, which I will show you here in a minute, as well as I got some Romanesque, I think it's cauliflower, but it's labeled broccoli. It's this really cool spiraled cauliflower, and it's super pretty. And I didn't actually have cauliflower started, so I was excited to have something new and interesting to plant out. As well as I got some a shorter variety of Brussels sprouts, and I'll go ahead and show you guys those. So this is the haul I got from Funky's. I also got some compost, but I will need to buy a large amount here soon, so I have to figure out how to do that. But I got these Brussels sprouts from there. This is a different variety than, I think I did the Rhode Island variety last 2 years ago. So this one is the JD Cross. It's an 80-day variety, and it's an earlier hybrid Brussels sprout. So it gets a shorter growing season. So hopefully I can get Brussels sprouts out of this before the aphids attack it. So I have two of those guys. These guys will get pretty tall. Well, not tall because this is a different variety. These guys will actually get pretty bushy. And their stalks will thicken up quite a bit. Over here I have that Romanesque. It's labeled broccoli, but I feel like it looks more like cauliflower. But I'm super excited to get to try this because I've seen it all over. It's a 5-day variety, and it looks super unique. And honestly, their broccoli sprouts or plants looked so much better than what I have. And then I'm super excited about this. So this is St. John's wort. This is a medicinal herb, and it is super pretty. It's for anxiety, depression, cuts, burns. Very excited to have this guy. I've seen a lot of people have this, and I was so excited when I saw this in the greenhouse. And then the last one I got was Hoary Hound. And this is a guy that's used to actually make some kinds of candies. So again, it's really cool. I love the texture of these leaves. Never really quite seen anything like this. I feel like someone had mentioned it has a black licorice type taste, but I'm not quite sure if that was this plant or not. But back to the main point of today. Today I'm doing potatoes. So I went ahead and I checked on my cut potatoes that I had cut into smaller pieces to have multiple plants, which was kind of the first year I've done that. And it makes me wonder if I should have put something on the cut edges, because they have mold growing on them. I'm hoping that they won't rot in place in the ground, but we'll find out together. I do have quite a few seed potatoes that I did not cut, so even if the ones that were cut do die, I will still have quite a few that, we'll at least get some kind of harvest from because they weren't cut. But I need to go ahead and clear out my gardening space for these potatoes. As you guys can see, I think I need to take down this. I got this off the street. It was free. I thought it would be really cool to grow something on it, but the weeds last year decided it was their place to grow, so that's what's currently all over it. But I need to take this down so that the back area gets more sunlight. And then I threw some wood in here. It does have nails in it, so I need to get this out of here. This was where I was throwing all of my composted bits, so hay, and there's weeds and honeysuckle, of course, because if you live in Ohio, honeysuckle is the bane of your existence. As you can see, this is all honeysuckle, and then my entire back half of my yard is honeysuckle. Not that I mind too much about this, because this does give kind of a privacy for the apartment complexes behind me. But I'm gonna go ahead and clear out all of the things that shouldn't be in here, try to get rid of this honeysuckle. I do have one other fear, is that all this vining stuff is going to, ivy, is going to take over the potatoes. So hopefully we can get them in the ground and get them established before those take over. But we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and actually fill this in with the rest of the hay that I have. It is hay because it has seed in it, so that'll be fine too, because it'll put some grass back in here, which you can kind of see this, it really was quite bare in here before. So I'm gonna put you guys on a time lapse and go ahead and get this cleared out and ready and raked and cut down some of the weeds and whatnot. All right, so break from the time lapse. I wanted to go ahead and show you how beautiful this soil is. It is so dark and so fluffy. I scraped all of my mulch from my front garden beds, like the flower beds, and placed it in this area. And then I had a lot of hay and I placed it over here. And I've been putting a whole bunch of plants that I'd pulled that had no diseases, and just kind of putting it in this area. And this soil just looks so good. I am so excited to plant potatoes in this area. I think it's going to be awesome. So the bed has all of the hay laid down. I have all of my potatoes with me. This is a pretty large baking sheet full of potatoes. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to keep the varieties separated as best I can. Some of them I can tell, some of them I can't. We'll just go by size, color, and overall shape. We'll see. We're gonna go ahead and just nestle these into the hay and then cover them pretty well just to make sure that they are not getting any sunlight, because we want these guys to go ahead and grow up through the hay. I'm gonna go ahead and start with my red potatoes and work my way down the bed, and putting my Kennebec potatoes, those russet-like variety, towards the bottom. All right, so we have all of the potatoes in the ground. I'm gonna go ahead and grab all of the mulch that is on top of the garlic bed and place more of that mulch on top of these potatoes. I really wanna get about 6 to 8 inches over them. I may have to scrounge a bit and find some leaf compost, as well as whatever else I can find. So with all of the mulch removed, you can see how much growth we have on the garlic here. It's super exciting. I'm gonna go ahead and actually fertilize this today. Just it needs a little wake up, and I probably will end up needing to put some kind of other kind of mulch on this, just because Mother Nature, Mother Earth, she does not like to be bare, so we'll need to put something on her, or else the weeds and everything else will come up anyway. But this soil just looks really good. I am super excited to have this grow space this year. The lavender looks like it pulled through winter. It smells really nice. It is a lot of dead. Might need to trim or prune this back, not sure yet. The Shasta daisy took a hit with the colder weather that we got. But yeah, garlic looks great. Got a full box of that mulch that needs to go over to the potato bed. All right, so my dog is outside. So of course, the one spot he'd want to go potty immediately is the potato bed. So I went ahead and I hurried up and put up the last of this netting. It only covers from here to that corner back to that wall. So I have about 6 to 8 feet right here that need to be covered. I think I'm gonna put my little trellising thing back up. And then I do have chicken wire I can go ahead and put up in the meantime. I really don't want my dog using the restroom in my potatoes, let alone he likes to kick his feet after he uses the restroom and dig up patches of grass. So I'm gonna make sure that he can't get into that area. I don't really want to lose potatoes to my dog digging them up. I found a good size piece of chicken wire that honestly perfectly fits on this length right there, and my dog can't get in. So the last thing to do for this little portion of the potato planting is to give them a good watering. I need to get my hose out because I had it put away for the winter. So we'll see if it still works. I always feel like I'm testing stuff for the first time when I pull it out of my garage. We've got water. So it is, I think this was happening even last year. Wow, so much water wasted. So all of our potatoes are planted. I went ahead and actually fed my garlic some blood meal, so it's high in nitrogen. You want really just anything that's high in nitrogen. You want to go ahead and give your garlic a good feeding. If you're going to be using a pelleted mix, I would recommend keeping the mix 3 to 4 inches away from the garlic bulbs so you don't burn them. And make sure you really do follow the directions on the back of your packaging, just so you do not overfeed. It's worse for you to overfeed than to underfeed when it comes to fertilizers. So I use blood meal, but you can use really anything you want. You can even do like nitrogen fixers, like legumes, like interplanted between your garlics. So with the nitrogen, when you're looking at the little numbers, it's going to be that first number in the set of 3 that is your nitrogen. So really anything that's higher in nitrogen, you can use. Fish emulsion, kelp, and blood meal are all good options. So I got the garlic all amended, which is awesome. And then all of the potatoes have been watered in. So we're all good. I found plenty of leaf mulch and extra hay mulching to throw on top of those guys. Once they do start to get their sprouts that are above 6 to 8 inches, maybe even 12 inches above that mulching, I might start adding a little more just to encourage more offshoots on that potato plant. But I'm super excited for all of the potatoes, all of the garlic I have planted. It's a ton of different things that we have in the ground, and I'm super excited to use these in my kitchen. So if you guys enjoyed this content and you want to see anything else, I'll go ahead and post something up here for you guys. But until next time, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you then.